Dexter and Bertie Yager have earned remarkable success in business and in life by helping others to understand, unlock, and realize their true potential, whether it is business, ministry, or government. It is their hard work and dedication to helping others succeed that has earned them a reputation for developing strong communities. The inspirational story of their rise from rags to riches is as impressive as the lifestyle they now enjoy.
But we came here for a special reason tonight, and that is to honor a couple of people who have overcome the fears of rejection, who moved beyond all the doubts and all the worries about what other people said. When people said nothing good can come out of Rome, New York, somebody did come out of Rome, New York. I'm going to ask Dex and Bertie to come up here so we can honor them for their achievements. Hey, young man. Hey, Robert Connor. All right, now get.
Bertie and I grew up in a small mill town upstate New York, Rome, New York. It was mill town and Air Force Base. And growing up, I did a little bit of all kinds of work. I shoveled driveways and sidewalks in the wintertime, mowed lawns, and had a paper route. And I had my own little lemonade stand when I was in 6th grade. And I remember I went over with lemonade to an apartment complex, and the guys over there said, this lemonade's fine for a one-time, kid, but we want Coke, get a soda. So changed my plan and took care of their needs, and I learned that at an early point. You gotta handle people with what they want. And next thing you know, I was doing $100 a week worth of business profit, and I was making as much as my dad was as a plumber. My mom always said Yagers don't work for other people, and she learned that from my grandmother Yager. So I grew up with that attitude that I was going to have my own business someday. Bertie's my 17-year-old girlfriend. I like to tell people I have a 17-year-old girlfriend because she was 17 when I married her, and she's still my girlfriend. I wanted to be the big achiever for Bertie, and I think more than anything else, I wanted to be her hero. I wanted to be the man that supplied the good things in life to her. Part of the problem was I didn't have a big dream. Bertie was working at Griffiths Air Force Base, and I was working for the brewery. And I'd come home, and there'd be a babysitter there, and I'd take the babysitter home, take the kids with me, and then I'd come back and I'd take care of the kids until Bertie got home at midnight. And I'd just stay awake all night long because I got to get her out of this job.
There was stress coming from everywhere, it seemed like. I mean, it was like I had 4 little kids, and working 8 hours a day away from home, and all the stuff that would go on at work and everything else, and all the little frustrations. And I just wasn't cut out to work a job with having 4 kids at home, and I just said no way. So after I quit and realized we were missing my paycheck, and that's when the business came along, about 5 months after I quit work.
We saw that opportunity and we said, we can do this, because I was out every night. And we paid 16 bonus checks the second month in business.
The twins were in kindergarten when we got in the business, and it afforded us to hit the ground running. And that's exactly what we did. And we became very committed and dedicated and loyal to this business from the very beginning.
Bertie and I made a commitment that we weren't going to look at how much money we made for a year. We were going to do everything we can every night possible for the first 12 months, and then we would judge it. But so many people want to see what happens first few weeks, first few months. I just said, I'm going to give it my try. I'm going to give it all I got. 60 days after we started, we were doing $7,500 worth of business. And 10 weeks after we got started, we went full time. Nobody was giving us guidance. And the next 3 years, we just sort of leveled out. The Bible says a man without vision will perish. And we had to realize, first we had to learn to develop our own dream, to spend time to get our own dream together. I was starting to travel on the road a lot, and I realized that the Cadillac was the American symbol of success, and I needed one. But first, I had to build my business. Every time I had a bad meeting, after the meeting, I'd go down to the Cadillac garage, and I'd walk through all those Cadillacs every night with a flashlight. And then I'd go past a home that Bertie dreamed of having. She said she thought that house was gorgeous. And so she'd say that was the nicest home and she wanted a home like that. So I'd go sit in front of that house night after night after night. And I'd sit there maybe 20 minutes and then I'd go home and I'd get my dream back.
And the dream being that what fuels us is what creates our passion, what keeps it going. And people who do that usually see most of their dreams coming true.
We knew success was a habit and that you got there one step at a time. You're going to have your dropouts, you're going to have your quitters. You know, there's always somebody that could have done everything, but they never did, and they always have a good excuse. When Bertie and I got started, we had to struggle, and we spent 3 years in that struggle of trying to find ourselves and find what we should be doing. And finally, I found some books that changed my life.
Those books helped me so much because I started with The Magic of Thinking Big, and it literally just impacted me because I found myself on every page that wasn't good.
We put our system together and we taught many people the system, but we needed somebody to supply us with books and tapes and parts of that system. And we knew we were too busy to do it ourselves, and we tried other sources, and it seemed no matter where we tried, nobody quite understood. So we taught our kids. They took over and they started a business called Internet, and they've been a bridge through the troubled water that people have in the business to help them get the resources that they need to go hand in hand with our business. So we've been proud to see that affiliation that we have. What a blessing for people in this business to have what we never had.
I met Dexter probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago. When he came in, he had some problems going on. As you all know, he's had 2 or 3 strokes in his life, a major one. So he had no use of his right hand. Matter of fact, when he walked in with his hand tucked in his pants. Because when he walked, it would tend to swing freely and run into the furniture. His body fat was at 24%. Since that time, he's went from 24%, which makes a man obese. He's went through the too fat range. He went through the okay range, the good range, and as of last week, 2 weeks ago, he's at 10.5, who puts him into the elite class. At age 61, that puts him in the 1/2 of 1% of the men in the world. Everything's nice and even.